As the 70s roll in, stability around the world has never been as shaky. Interplanetary alliances join together to seek ideological supremacy across both planets. Cultural shifts are uprooting norms that have been in place for centuries. Technological shifts have been changing how the world itself functions. As these shifts occur, life continues in the Seedbearer region, where a seemingly random group of people have come together to try and make sense of the nonsensical. This is Hazeltown Story.
Hello, I'm Bobinator. I am playing Ferris pronouns he, him. He is a TV host for a wildlife and society show called Whole Wild World. It's not super popular yet, but he's trying to work on that. And that should be it.
Hi, I'm Carnival. I'll be playing Elvis Granner, pronouns she, they, an engineering student who has made a surveillance network by accident.
I am, of course, Deathmaster 780. I will be playing Bob B, pronouns he, him. He's a local businessman who gets into some shady shit, maybe. And also, I'll be playing Saskia, a dead soul trapped in a stone, pronouns she, her.
Rock Spirit. I'm TorpidTypist, and I'm here to Hazeltown contact these nuts, and I'll be playing Aravia, she, her, an immortal dumbass.
So at this point, does anyone have anything directly that they want to do?
Yes.
Okay.
He's going to the car wash.
All right, so Bobby is going to go to the car wash. Does anyone else have anything else that they want to do?
No.
No, because it's like we're not in a downtime thing yet, so it's like.
All right, so I guess at that point, we can, in fact, I guess we can have the scene with Jonesy and the car wash. So,
Yep.
But let's just say that meeting had happened relatively in the morning, so you can have whatever time you want.
All right. Bobby pulls into the car wash. Someone gets in the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with Terra Nova lately?
Well, I forgot. Is there any actual rules for this, or is it just? I have to check. You have access to the direction. Okay. I just realized I probably might. Well, I think for now it's fine. It depends upon which faction you're talking about. There's a number of them. Any one you looking for?
Looking for that lion chap that leads the one big group.
Look, Jonesy can get a lot of information. Unfortunately, he's been a little bit slippery. He's been around, whether or not he's been in the area for a while. If he's been here, it's not been for long. No clear orders from what I can tell. Just maybe a little bit of bolstered activity from a few members of the group, or a few of those groups.
All right. Then, can you point me to someone who might know where he is? Who's running things for them in town?
Well, let's see. Let me get my handy dandy guy. Let's see. Well, depends upon which one you're going for. If you're dealing with, let's see, any specific thing we are looking for him for, or are we just curious about what his activity is?
I honestly don't know how to phrase this. Had a meeting with that locution.
By the way, can you repeat that? Your mic acted up a little bit.
Which part?
I think you were saying you had a meeting.
With a locution.
Had a meeting with that locution, Henry. Apparently, God shit's happening.
Well, it's actually trying to get them active.
I know. Ryan and goddamn Cygnus have been acting up too.
Yeah, if anything, that's actually what's getting them acting up. I know Libra's actually had some activities where I think they've actually maybe done a hit or two, or at least done some real damage. There was apparently some hideout that was Cygnus was using got torched.
Where at?
It was actually a storage unit that they were using to kind of store some things. It was in the city. It was in more of the. It was in probably more of the industrial area, kind of a little bit away from the industrial or it was more away from the residential areas. Big, what was meant to be used as a business storehouse. Apparently, one of the members was fronting a business and was letting them use it as a storage. And well, some Libra found out, or looks like Libra found out, and got into a little bit of a scuffle, and then the whole place ended up torched. Apparently, a few members were found shot. Now,
Ugh.
what?
Can't. I won't be shedding any tears.
Well, yeah, I don't know if Libra's been acting with, if it's just been their group doing it, or if they're getting help from some other group. But it seems like they've been a little bit more active. I know that they have a few cells recently within the city that might be able to. That I don't know if they get orders from him, or if they tend to be a little bit more nomadic in terms of that. They kind of tend to be keeping an eye on various things. So don't know if they're probably going to be the best bet to help with him, or find if you're looking to find him.
Worth a shot. Just give me a couple of them.
Well, I know that there is one person there. Name is See, this is the problem when I come up with character names, is I accidentally use multiples. Yeah, I need to actually because I had them in mind, but I probably let me hold on. Actually, I'm gonna do. Give me 1 second.
By the way, I had to sit up, but I'm here now. Where did I miss while I was gone?
We are having a discussion with Bobby is getting contact information.
All right.
What is Brownie name?
With Jonesy.
With Jonesy, yeah. Okay, I was about to say, what are Brownie names? I'm like, oh, well, that's fantasy. Okay, no.
Brownies like fairies.
Yeah. Let's see. Give me a. Oh, screw it. I'm just gonna do this. See, I'm double checking to make sure that this name's gonna work. No, I cannot use that. Let's go. God, that would be a good name, but I don't want to do an alliterative name. No, I'm not naming them Rudy. This is not a person that will be named Rudy.
Coward.
I don't like that either. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to do it like this. So yeah, I got a member of one of the Libra cells. Name's Ashley. Ashley Merrill, I believe, is their full name. Kind of a interesting character. They definitely are more of. God, I think they run a. They must work at a record store in the city. But they've been known for being a little rough and tough. They've been getting in with the Libra group, and they might be a good contact for them. I can give you the address of the store that they work at.
That'll be quite fine.
Jonesy gives you the address.
Excellent. And while I'm at it, who are we friendly with in Cassiopeia these days?
Cassiopeia. Well, I do believe that quite a few, actually. If you're looking for specifically high up like members that we're allied with, I don't think got a lot of hippies there, so probably not going to be exactly sympathetic with our cause. But we do have a couple ones that are, let's say, thankful for our help with maybe getting them some funding. Let's see.
The drug dealing, of course.
Yes. Time to. All right. This is the fun time to roll a new character. Well, not roll a new character, but time to go from scratch. You know what? You are going to be. God, I'm looking. Thank you, Fantasy Name Generator, for I know Facade didn't give you full names, but damn, this kind of almost gets there. Reese Miller.
Sure, that works.
See, you know, actually, Reese Miller works. See, the problem is I see Reese Miller and I just can't hear it not in the voice of the voice of the Time Crisis like intro announcer. Yeah, I believe he is a higher up and more of in the distribution of no, it is not another Stuart Griffin, which will ever be the bane of my existence, where I have to look up some stuff. So yeah, Reese Wilson, I believe, is a treasurer for the group in the region, or at least pretty high up in their finances. We've kind of helped them out, so he might be able to poke around to see if there's been any hubbub about appearances from him.
Yeah, this is a good start. Thanks for the time, boss.
No problem.
Oh, and one more thing before I go.
Mm-hmm.
What are Queen and Nightshade up to lately?
Well, not much. We haven't really had a whole lot of need for them, but I do believe they're on standby.
Good. I don't know. This shit feels like it's gonna get bad and fast.
Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but we're ready if it does.
Yeah. Talk to you later, boss.
Later.
Bobby leaves the car wash.
All right. So I think at that point, the day passes, and or kind of the day as the day goes on, you all kind of just go on with your day, with whatever that is. Let me check something.
Although Bobby is going to call the others and ask if they want to see a crime scene.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, let's go.
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Why not?
Ferris is down. Don't have anything better to do right now.
All right.
Y'all want to talk about murder?
I was about to say.
Bobby will pick everyone up and head to that place Jonesy told him about. The store that got shot up.
Anybody's?
So
Seems to have been long cleared out by now.
So as you like, if you're going to the storage place, what you can kind of tell is that, due to the way that the Steinwald has like it does its infrastructure, sometimes some businesses might need like a little extra storage. So there's a so it's like storage units, like, or like more personal storage units that like you can keep some sort of, maybe if you need place to store some, I don't know, machinery that you don't quite need yet, that you can go and store that. And as you get to the storage unit, these are pretty much entirely used for commercial or industrial need. There is one that you can definitely, so it's big enough that it's not quite the size of an airplane hangar, but you could definitely store some stuff. Like, it's about the size of, let's say, a good size like store.
So like a Home Depot?
Not quite a Home Depot. Think more like the size of like a Take 5 or like a Jiffy Lube, or like a place that you can have a few cars in there, but it's not going to be like.
Okay, so like those auto shops.
Yes.
Bobby points to the store as they pull up and said, "Check it. According to a source of mine, this place was a Cygnus hideout until recently. Till apparently Libra came and shot it up."
All right. Let me do a quick overview at this point, just for magic residue, and Elvis throws up a couple drones just to take a flyby and fly through the warehouse.
Okay.
Make sure you have your camera. Get
Yep.
something interesting on your show.
You gotta cut out a little bit.
Bobby turns to Paris and says, "Make sure you get one too."
If I heard it correctly, basically go and, maybe you should get the camera rolling so that you can get some footage.
Okay, but
Believe
before
it
you
or
start rolling the camera, can I at least check the stock currently in, see if there's anything good?
Well, so here's the thing. You all roll up there. There is like the storage thing is open. It is burnt the hell up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And also
Like-
probably crime scene tape everywhere.
There is in
No.
fact tape that you can see. There is essentially crime scene tape there.
Has it
This-
ever stopped me?
Well, I could say this probably is you see probably a few DPS members there. However, you also see a few DCI members who are basically the Department of. You basically see some investigators there as well.
Did we ever get a badge from like Toby that we could like flash to say,
Nope.
hey?
Nope.
Uh,
Drone time.
all right, yep. Tell me what I need to roll. Tell me what I'm gonna roll. I guess. Let me look.
Okay.
At
It is a stealth.
So-
it is a stealth drone.
Well, so here's the thing, also going with the system, is that you need to tell me what you want to roll, and then I will tell you what your chances are. Also, I
Okay.
need to figure out what the hell these things can even do. So let's see. You do have a stealth drive in the drone.
Yeah, it's like they can fly, they can spider crawl. So it's like
So what action do you want to do?
I think I'm just gonna use interface. 'Cause that's using complex machinery.
Let's see.
Like what the difference would probably be between either interface, tinker, or investigate. So
Yeah, technically, if you're going to do that, you're going to do interface. And so I'm going to say what you're going to do with interface is you are taking a slow, methodical approach to trying to get as much information as you can. Doing that, you do have an elevated risk of being caught. However, with the stealth drive, that isn't a huge issue. If I remember correctly, you did the stealth drive in a more I think that was a pretty solid build. Like you didn't rush that.
yeah,
So I would say the stealth drive would negate, obviously having a drone in there. Let's say that this crime probably happened maybe about 2 weeks ago. So it's not like super fresh. So they're working on it, but it's not like it's like a hot scoop.
right.
That being said, due to the nature of the event, they're probably going to be a little bit cautious. So I would say probably roll. Let me get the thing. You definitely have. It's not a controlled because you do have a risk of being caught. So
Okay.
I would say it's not desperate.
So risky.
So risky, and if you're taking a slow, methodical approach, I would say probably normal.
Right, risky
Or
standard.
risky standard word, yeah.
I'm gonna push myself for an extra die.
Okay.
So that's 4 die rolling.
Okay, you rolled a 6, a
Success.
2. Yeah, you rolled a success. Your rolls are 6, 2, 2, and 3. So you get a success. So you are able to get recorded, or you were able to get the drones in, and you have successfully recorded enough footage of the burning thing. I would say that none of you are really in particularly close to the thing, so it's not like they can see you.
No, we're just parked a little ways away in Bobby's car.
Yeah, so there's like normal foot traffic. Obviously they gotta expect traffic to be there because it is a storage unit. So they're not they don't react to seeing people there. But if they did see someone just manipulating something there, they would probably be a little cautious. So I'd say you're not exactly in their eyesight, but you are on the scene.
Nice. All right, I'm in.
So I'll just go because I can't remember if I said or not whether or not the drones you actually can see the feed.
I don't remember if we've said that yet either, because I think that was part of what the Google Glass thing was to
See,
give.
that was the back when you would rely a lot on scrying sessions, but because that's not going to be a thing going forward, I guess that doesn't really make that just feels a little
Because I definitely would need to have some way of remote controlling it to see the feed.
This is true. So yeah, from what you can tell from what you are seeing, you can definitely see that there is definitely some action that went on there. A lot of it is hard to see because there's a giant fire there.
Wait, it's been on fire for 2 weeks?
Well, it's not been on fire, but everything's all scorched.
Okay, that's
Yeah, it was more it was on fire and is no longer on fire, and everything has been in a state of it was on fire. So you see a lot of damage. From what you can tell, there wasn't a whole there doesn't look to be any vehicles there. There might be one or two, there might be a truck or something, but for the most part, it was they kind of set up some makeshift cubicles, or like they set up some small like maybe like a tent or two to kind of like enclose some things. But it is a lot of storage containers that were on fire, so a lot of damaged stuff. A lot of stuff has also been moved just as like like evidence. From the stuff you see in the back, you've seen some heavier duty storage containers. You also have seen from what you can tell, it could store pretty much. There's nothing you could really tell, but there was a lot of storage places, or like they could store a lot. You can't really tell exactly what was stored in them, because it's not like you can tell. It could be like firearms. It could be pretty much anything.
Okay, so it's no like distinguishing like, hey, this has blah 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 trace, and there's like no magic residue either.
No, there is no magical residue.
Okay, so yeah.
Actually, what you could probably actually, I would do this because likely this is how they would do it to kind of lay out some of the evidence that they had. You can see there's a plastic mat that they can place stuff on and like look at it without contaminating the area.
Right.
You can see some firearms that have been damaged due to, it looks like they ruptured, likely due to things that happened, to the fact that due to the way that firearms work in the world and the fact that they are actually part of the magazines are like part battery. So the batteries would have exploded in them. So you see a lot of damaged firearms that were likely in some of the containers.
Okay.
So they definitely had some stuff in there. It is just a lot of it has been destroyed.
And like, would Elvis know if these are like obviously illegal firearms versus?
Yes.
Okay.
These look like military grade firearms. It's specifically they look like models that you have seen in like they're more military than they are civilian.
Okay. So yeah, I'll relay that information to everyone else before what's the next play.
Ooh, damn. They were preparing for something heavy.
So, do we want to try and call Toby and see if we can nonsense our way into there, or do we want to try it later where there's less guards?
Ferris will actually mention that maybe he could find a way to finagle his way in if he can tie it to the whole TV show and everything.
I don't think they'll be too thrilled about having, the press of any kind coming in.
Yeah. Bobby agrees. If you want to go in and have a peek, you're going to have to sneak.
Up to you guys.
It sounds like they're trying to start a war, but yeah, if we want to check, we will probably want to wait till tonight.
Agreed. In the meantime, Bobby's got a couple of names we can visit.
Can I speak out of character just a second?
Sure.
I know that it's a bit of a... I get your point you guys are going with here, but I do have the thing that somebody will always vouch at me than you. I feel like that's worth something in this case.
Oh, okay.
Let me look at...
We're not going to stop you if you try to do something.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
It was just a suggestion.
Let me take a look actually at the verbiage of that. Because this is under the face, correct?
Yes. It's kind of like my whole thing right here.
Yeah. It's
okay, yes.
One.
LinkedIn. Okay.
Yeah. Has that too.
If you want to go poke around, I will also go ahead and say, or at least I will ask, what exactly are you trying to accomplish by poking around there?
I guess we want proof that we can tie whatever's been going on here to the people we're looking for, at the very least, right?
You could, but to what extent are you trying to do that? I'm just trying to, I don't want to railroad or anything, but I just want to see what are you trying to do?
That I'm not sure about.
My suggestion would poke around and see if there's anything that would lead back to someone in Cygnus.
Yeah, that'd be a good start.
Okay. You could do that.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be fun to at least try, because that's not us trying to directly get into the scene. and so less likely for things going sideways if it goes wrong.
So, just to make it easier on everybody, I don't think I'm going to try to sneak in. I'm just going to like go up there directly, and because if I can like talk them into letting us in, that's going to make it easier on everybody.
I mean, yeah, trying to sneak in would just make things worse.
Yeah.
Sure,
So-
let's go for it.
I guess just walk up to whoever who's in charge and just greet them.
I would say so. The area would be guarded by there would be a number of DPS people that would be just kind of they're not like guarding it, but they're looking around to make sure that the investigators can do their work because technically the way that the way the departments work is that the people who are doing the investigating are not part of DPS. They're part of a different organization, but they're there to help make sure that things are going smoothly and that people don't try and poke their nose where they don't need to be belong
What we're
to.
doing.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm just gonna go straight up to him, give him a big smile, and introduce myself as I do. You know what that sounds like, and tell him that they heard there was some kind of fire going on here. He heard this was like a very historical building, and he wants to kind of show on the show exactly what happened to it and why people should be concerned. Don't tell him that he knows there was a crime happened here. Play dumb.
Well, sir, I don't think that we can't let people into, or at least we can't let even press into this area because right now we are in the middle of an investigation. We do not want any sort of potential damage to this investigation because right now this is a pretty what happened here is a little bit serious. We want to make sure that things are done right and we don't want anyone potentially damaging anything that can help our investigation into this incident. So I would request that. I understand that you'd want to get into this building, but we cannot risk this investigation. The investigators here need to make sure that things are in a things are all things are the way they were. So only investigators are available to be get in at the moment. I'm sure you have good intentions, but right now, due to this unless you are somehow helping with the investigation, I can't let you in. But if you want, if any of the investigators are currently on break at the moment, we can have them, if they can help, or if anyone is available to talk about it. I do not see a problem with you doing that, but we just don't want you potentially damaging any evidence.
Time to whip out the charm roll.
Okay, trying to think of how to phrase this. Maybe tell him that he'll be in there just a little bit and he wants to have the people on TV know what's going on and how they can help. Get the information out there. Maybe give out a number that people can call if they know anything about what's going on here. Have the people help the investigation. Would that be good for a terminal?
I'm sorry, but no, anyone that the investigators here is not allowed in. We cannot let you in because that will damage the investigation and it could potentially harm us in trying to figure out who was involved in this this incident. And it would be, we want to make sure that everything is the way it was so that we're not introducing anything that, could lead us astray.
All right, well, if I can't make a charm roll, I'm kind of out of ideas then, so I guess we'll leave.
Now, so I would say it's charm itself probably isn't going to work, but
Maybe convince him 5 minutes if you got a good charm roll.
Or even then, you could just go follow up and say, okay, if I can't get in, could you please leave me to an investigator who might be able to answer a few questions and things like that.
Yeah, I guess that'll work. I guess we'll work with that.
Yeah, I can bring over one of the crew to see if anyone's available for a discussion. You see him the person you're talking to signal that basically hey, another person there that's hey, can you go check to see if there's someone there that can talk to these people? And they go and get someone in there, and you see an investigator. You see someone who, or you see them come in or come back with someone. They are. It's a good thing I have. It's a good thing I have this handy dandy NPC directory. Where'd you go? Yeah, you see him come back with a kind of let's say late 20s looking you can tell from the the stripes that he like on his uniform that he would be a sergeant, that he is a someone who is of the investigation team. You see him come in, and you see he is like a chipmunk man that is rather tall, probably or on the taller side. You can see that he is somewhat stern, but kind of like slicked hair and all that.
So-
Kind of gray pelt.
Ferris is going to introduce himself in the show again and say he was going to do a story on this building because he knew it had a big historical value, but he had no idea what happened here. It's terrible whatever happened. Could he please explain for the audience?
Well, quite frankly, the incident here is this was from what we can tell, this was a case of a rather nefarious group was using this building for somewhat illicit means, and well, it seems like another group was not fond of that, and a fight broke out and turned out into a fire, and it was an incident of basically some of the people that were using this building ended up well, there was some casualties of this incident, and it's actually quite a grisly scene, and it looks like a lot of this is down to nefarious exploitation of access to this storage unit.
So he's going to ask for the people at home and public safety if he can tell more about these groups that are involved, like anything that may be identified by so people can avoid it. Hope you can see where I'm leaning towards.
Well, we are judging from what we can see. We don't have until our investigation is fully complete, and we are 100% certain. I cannot give you that information just for the accuracy of this thing. We do not want to accuse someone who we do not have a current case against.
Maybe lean in a little closer, just, put on a smile and tell them that shouldn't the people be aware about this just as a matter of public safety? Just keep people abreast on current events and all. And maybe at this point I pull up a charm roll?
Yeah, this feels like a roll.
Yeah, that is a rule. That would be like, I don't think.
Well, like, Ferris,
Let's
what are
see.
your stats? You get
Well,
choose.
yeah, you get to choose which role you would do.
Let's see. I have a charm at 2, and I have the Fool. Add 1 dice to action, so I conceal I know information by playing dumb.
Well then, I guess in that case, I would let you do a charm of 3.
You're gonna push for another die, or
So what I will say for this is, if you're gonna charm, you are dealing with a professional who has been doing this for a little bit. He is young, but the way that the system works, he's been doing this for likely at least a decade, or at least he's been in the program for a decade. And he is a sergeant, so he is higher up.
I think a
so
push.
he's
Yeah. Sorry.
So just to say that it is going to be a little bit difficult to get information out of him. So it is probably going to be. I'm going to say that this is probably risky.
Okay, so 1 point of stress to push, right?
Yes.
2.
Okay, I'll do that.
Or two to push.
2 to push.
Okay. All right, so make sure that's 4 dice, I believe. So you said, that's charm. That is risky, you said?
It is risky, and let's say standard.
Okay.
All right, so that looks
success.
mixed. So your roll was 4, 3, 4, 5. So let me double check to make sure what that means in this case. Okay, perform and determine the roll. Risky. You go head to head. 4 to 5. You do it, but there's a consequence. Okay. So what I will. So what he basically says is like, well, to put it that way, I will say I don't exactly know what groups he is directly responsible, but we have had a. I just would like to refer to the current program that our DPAS team or our DPAS organization or like or basically if you were asking what your audience should know is that to be mindful of the DPAS initiative right now, that to be wary of any organization that is currently aligning itself with a constellation of sorts, or if you see any group with a strange symbol, to maybe ask someone before kind of getting involved with them. Is this point leading to somewhere, or are you just, is there something else you're trying to poke about? I know you're trying to do the building, but this investigation is currently ongoing, and there's not. I'm wondering what is your like. I can't give you much more information.
He's just going to say, once again, this building has a lot of historical value in this town, and he is, of course, very upset and very invested in what happened to it.
What I will say to that is, this is an incident that, this incident does not, unfortunately, have anything to do with its value. It is a shame that this building has been destroyed because of that. But unfortunately, the matter of this building had no forgetting the word, no connection to what this incident occurred. And until we have more to say or more concrete information on what occurred, we suggest that please let us continue this investigation. And we'd rather not hearsay be a prevalent or to potentially complicate the public's interaction with this incident.
He will nod. He will thank this officer for his time and kind of just nod and step away and move back in with the others. And I saw all that. Look, I was clearly bullshitting. I am aware that this building kind of sucks.
For the audience at home, they're having a discussion about, yes, it might be a little weird. I mean, this isn't a Jiffy Lube. It is a storage area.
That's why I was saying the great historical storage unit.
I mean, you could have it be like this was part of like some sort of industry.
What could have been stored here all the years? Think about it, my God.
I don't know.
That was the lie, so.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the lie worked, and that's what fucking matters.
Yes, the lie worked.
Yeah.
And
The best lies are the ones that work.
And then, yeah, I will relay back what I heard, that, yeah, basically there was some kind of gang war involved here with Cygnus and some other group we don't know.
Yeah, that checks out.
And I'll tell them that, unfortunately, seems super sure that no one's going to get in there, and I don't really want to try fighting the cops to get in there.
Yeah, that's why we wait till tonight.
Well, in that case,
So
we can kill some time by going to see the people who caused this.
So one thing I will go ahead and say, because it was not, I don't know if it was not made, or like, one thing that I probably didn't mention when Henry was there is your contacts that you still had are still perfectly valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was known. So you can still like contact whoever you want.
Yeah, we can still bug the shit out of our favorite rabbit buddy, yeah.
Yeah.
Toby, that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought Toby was a mouse.
No, he's
a rabbit.
He's a rabbit.
That was a plot point.
Look, I had to clarify Toby because we know more than one rabbit.
Yes.
Only
Yeah.
one of them we harass on the regular, though.
God.
Save Toby for if things go really bad.
Yeah. But
Which is
do you
all
think-
the time because we always use Toby.
Um.
Wait, was it Carnival?
I was just saying, like, yeah, I'm sure Toby just has all of our numbers in in his phone as trouble.
Trouble 1, Trouble 2, yes. Actually, do we?
Bobby was trouble / potential drug dealer.
Aravia just listed as the devil.
Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. If you would like to get updates on this show and many other shows hosted by me, LoloDePuzlo, you can follow at Hazeltown Story on Twitter, and if you would like to get to know me, or from a personal standpoint, you can follow my personal Twitter, at LoloDePuzlo. If you would like to watch this be recorded live, you can go to twitch.tv/LoloDePuzlo and follow the channel for notifications of when this show, as well as other shows like Retro Rank Rhapsody, are being recorded. If you would like to add this podcast to your podcatcher of choice, you can search for WLDP Hazeltown Radio and find us on most major podcatching search engines. Or you can manually add rss.hazeltown.life to your podcatcher. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come around for the next episode.